Hi guys, welcome back to Body Fix Golf with me, Russ Jones. Today we're going to look a bit more at mobility in our 20-minute Tuesday, and I'm going to be using a dowel as a prop, or you can use yourself a golf club. Let's swing hard, stay healthy. So first and foremost, let's get loose. So here I am down in my 90-90 modified sit. So I've got my hands supporting me, shifted over a little bit. Sometimes my clients will experience a little bit of cramp, so we have to alter the position if you are a little bit tight in this back hip. But my goal here is to loosen that hip off. So keeping my foot in contact on the floor, I'm just going to go through similar to my clamshell exercises, just rotate the joint. Knee goes up, knee comes down. Just nice and smooth like so. You feel that warming up all the tissue around. And then once I feel confident enough, or if you feel ready to try this one, give it a go. If it feels like it's going to cramp, like I said, don't. But as my knee lands, I'm going to see if I can raise that foot off the floor. So it's a little bit more advanced, and that's my internal hip rotation. And for me, I require that in my backswing as I turn around my right leg. So straight away you feel that extra tissue contraction. That's just that little bit harder, but it's a goodie. I'm then going to lean myself forwards. I like a hand on my ankle, other hand outside, and I'm just going to gently lower my spine forwards and gently back up again. So just a nice slow movement, trying to maintain a fairly straight spine. I don't want to just round and dump my head down towards my knee. That's not the goal of this. I'm just gently tilting from the hip, and I can feel that on the underside of my forward leg. Some of you might feel a little bit of something happening in the hamstring and the adductor group there as well. That's okay, nothing to panic about. We'll just warm up that hip at the front. Let's go for a couple more of those. Each time seeing if I can get that smidge just that little bit lower. Each time stretch the tissue, back up. A little bit of a disco spin, and then we'll do that on the other side. So in position, back foot stays down to start off with, and then knee goes up, knee comes down. So more mobility exercises coming at you in the circuit in the 6 stations. So we've got to make sure that the body's ready for that. As always with these workouts, if you're just joining us, you can go back. They are numbered episode 1 to so on and so forth. So you can always revisit some old workouts if you think some of the things might be a little bit more advanced for you right now. So as the knee comes down, raise the foot, foot down, knee up, knee down, foot up. One more of each, and then I'll go back to my lean forward. So hand on my ankle, hand on the floor, and just gently tilt forwards and back up again. Slow, relaxed breathing. Whenever you're doing your stretching at the start of the workout, just control the breathing. Once we go into more dynamic, explosive workouts, harder strength exercises, the breathing becomes even more important to focus on the exhale sharply so you can draw the air in, use the air and brace when you're at a harder stage, but there shouldn't be anything too intense in your warm-up. So just easy-ozy through the range of motion. Let's get a couple more. And then I'm going to go on to all fours for my reach through. So if I go onto my hands and knees like so, I'm just going to reach my arm through the gap there, as if reaching towards the camera. And then as I come back, I'm going to pull and rotate with my elbow flexed. And then reach through. And then pull back. And I rotate. Again, that's mimicking what my left arm's going to do in my backswing. And then pull, open up as we see it sail towards the flag. Hopefully. Let's get one more of those. Now I'll go the other way. I'll stay here so you can see me turning towards you. So I reach through. And then as I pull, I turn like so. Let my eyes just follow my hand. Reach through. And open up. Hips are staying pretty static on this one. Trying to isolate the movement into my trunk, my mid to upper back, and my shoulder. Next, I'm going to come to my kneeling position. I'm going to do rotation with a bit of side bend. So I'm going to need this for one of my exercises today. So I'm going to go arms across, rotate over the leg, and now I'm going to try and bend towards you. So I've got a double whammy there on the spine. I've got rotation and side bend, which occurs in the golf swing. And try and keep that balance. I come gently back up. Let's see if I can bend the other way this time. So I drop my right shoulder. Can't go quite as far, but I feel that stretch through the back and coming down the front of that downward hip. Ease off, take a deep breath in, and now turn some more. And ease that off. Let's do the same on the other side. So bring this foot forwards, get your balance, arms crossed, rotate over that side. Just get used to that feeling. Make sure you're in control. And now drop the right shoulder for me down towards the camera. Make sure you don't try and get too greedy and lose your balance. Then come back up. Try and bend the other way. So I drop my left shoulder a fraction. Level back up, take a deep breath in, and rotate some more. And then come back up. Last one, I'm going to go to standing. I'm just going to do a few reverse toe touches. So I'll take a shoulder width stance, hold onto my ankles. You can hold higher up if you need to. I'm just going to gently bend and straighten those knees. And then once I feel a bit looser, I'm going to go for the ankle and progress the stretch. And then once I feel a bit looser, I might go under the toes. A little bit more advanced, that one. I can also add a bit more squat now I've not got my arms in the way. You can also use a prop like a kettlebell or a weight to hold on to bring the floor up to you if that's more comfortable holding something here. One more rep. And then we're gently up. Right, that's me warmed up and ready to go. 15-second warning. Grab yourself a little sip of water. And then we shall begin. So first exercise is going to be our half kneeling rotation. So I come back to that position, foot up. I'm going to try and place the dowel here and slowly rotate both ways. A little bit of balance. You've been with me before, you'll know that the first exercise in these circuits, in these sequences of 6 exercises, aren't going to be the most taxing. I like to flow the warm-up into the routine. So these will get gradually a little bit more tricky, but we'll start off nice and comfortable, looking for form, quality of rotation. We've got another 10 seconds. And by now you should be noticing you can see more of your room because you can rotate a little bit more to the left and you can rotate more to the right. Let's give that one a rest. So then we do the same on the other side. Key thing here we talk about a lot is let's not dance with the leg and don't get too greedy. Also, if you're someone that your shoulders, you might have an old shoulder injury or just general tightness, you can't get here, it's okay if you want to just plonk that pole onto your collarbone line like here. So I can go behind, so I'm going to stay there and then just gradually off we go. Just small to start off with, almost like I'm working around the clock face. So I might go just beyond 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock as I see it, and then progress, getting as close to 3 and 9 o'clock as I can get without compromising my lower body. And we'll make this a little bit more jazzy on the second round by adding a step and try and get some timing. Now, if you're someone that has knee issues and you really want to do this workout, but kneeling isn't an option, you can actually use a small step and do it in standing and take your forward foot up onto a step to get the same required effect. 3, 2, 1. Then I go to standing. So I'm going to use the dowel, or you could use the golf club. If you're using the golf club, then hold the, say it's a 4-iron, 5-iron, hold the head and put the grip onto your foot. But I'm going to use the dowel onto my foot here to help create a bit of tension in the body while I try to stretch my hamstring on one leg. So it's one-legged hip hinge in 3, 2, 1, and it looks like so. I keep that bit of tension between the foot and the pole while I gently nod down and then back again. Very slow exercise. Trying to do hundreds of these is not needed. Trying to do these very well, slowly under control, is needed. And it's going to help you with other exercises further down the line. And you've got good control over the foot, ankle, and the hip. So try and keep the back as straight as you can. Don't know why I talk softer when the balance is harder. Don't want to put you off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm sure you felt the foot and the calf and the ankle muscle, all the smaller final muscles around the ankle, burning quite a bit on that one. Stability, making sure, because when we're playing, very rare that we'll get a flat, good lie like we do at the driving range. So having a bit of the ability to control the wobble in the ankle is very important. So I put that onto my left foot, and then 3, 2, 1, we gently lean forwards and try and stand back up tall again. Make sure you complete your repetition. So I don't want you just getting halfway wobble and then back in again. Try and get all the way back up to your tall posture and then back in. Regain your full height for me. That way you're working your stance leg hip through as much range as possible, like so. And then, if you are a balance sufferer, we'll call you, you just find it difficult, barefoot, talk about it in the past, barefoot's going to be easier for you to figure this one out. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Right, now we bring the squats into play. So round 5, I'm going to do my toe touch and then just reach into a squat. We've done this exercise before without the pole. Find the pole helps create a bit of balance, and then we can start to raise the arms for more stretch, even more mobility. So stance width, toes flared slightly. 3, 2, 1. I just reach down. I then reach forwards as I squat and rise. Stand up. And again. Down. Reach. And stand. And then I'm looking for my toe touch to get lower. And then I'm looking for my squat to see if I can get a fraction lower. So reach forward, drop those hips, open those knees, and then come back up. Now I'm going to start raising the arms before I rise. Down, reach, raise the arms, and then rise. And again, one more rep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last one. I'm going to get a bit more of a golf feel to it. So I'm going to grip this, right palm facing you, left palm over, golf setup, and then I'm going to stretch into that position. So I get a good stretch through the back of the shoulder. Try and maintain a fairly good base, and then add a little bit of speed. Halfway through, I'm just going to change hands this way. 3, 2, 1. So stretch down, like I'm chopping. Now for some of you, this is just a good stretch. For others, if you've got the ability to stretch comfortably, it's a good sequence reminder to help your pro when he's trying to get you down into that slot. I feel like I'm hitting something with the back of that pole. And then 3, 2, 1, change. Other way, stretch, 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 and then a little bit more speed. Now I feel the stomach as I try and hit the brakes there, down in the center. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And there you go. That's our 6 stations, moving from the ground all the way up into the golf swing. So 15-second warning, and then we're going to go and get ourselves a little drink. So we're getting ready for round 2. So this time, on my rotation, I'm going to come back to 2 knees. I want to step, turn, come back, hit the knee again. So 3, 2, 1, step, rotate, and come back. Once again, if you suffer with the knees or have knee injuries or arthritis and kneeling on them isn't most comfortable, then just having a little step in front of you, so from standing, step forward up onto a step or a bench, and that's going to provide the same effect to lock the hips, or even a staircase at home. And what I'm providing here is just that little bit more nervous system response where you've got to quickly get your balance and your foot plant, then rotate. So it's a little bit more tricky to control, but it still should feel like we're getting looser as we progress. That's just getting easier to turn, which is a great thing for you to take to the golf course. 3, 2, and 1. So then we'll try the same on the other side. So for me, I find that one really helps with me trying to stabilize my right leg as I'm trying to work on coiling and turning into my backswing. So it might feel a bit odd because we don't do that so much on our left leg, but in the gym, it's always nice to balance everything out, how the body moves. So once again, pole in position, 3, 2, 1, step, rotate, and come back. If you find this is too advanced for you, then just go back to what we did in round 1, where you keep the leg there and then just practice controlling that rotation. But if you can, try and get the leg through and turn at the same time. And we'll see if I can land and turn, make it a bit sharper. Land and turn. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and we're up. Then we go back to our hip hinge, which I don't need to change. I suppose the only way I can make it easier, if you take the pole off the foot, if you really do need to, then go back to just practicing this. And that'll give you a feel of what you need to do on that hip and on that foot. But in terms of once it's on the foot, I'm not going to speed this up or do anything fancy with this. This is just work on the control for me. 3, 2, 1. So slowly in, little pause, and then gently back up again. I've done thousands of these over the years, maybe. But every time it gets my attention. You probably notice I speak a bit less when I'm doing exercises like this. I have to focus a little bit more, concentrate on what you're doing, be aware of those surroundings, what's going on with those toes, what's going on with the knee, what's going on with the hip. We've got 10 more seconds. Foot's burning, calves burning. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll do the same on the other side. So again, always nice to balance out whatever you can do on the right. You might start off with this and realize that if you've played kicking sports as a youngster or throwing, or most sports tend to be asymmetrical, and if you're right-handed, you tend to be a little bit better on that left hip. So you might notice on the right leg, not quite as clean, takes a bit more care. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Gently down and back up again. Or you may have had an injury in the past, you may have rolled an ankle. If you've played sports, let's be honest, if we've played sports growing up, there's a good chance you've rolled an ankle, or 2, or 3. Not that you've got 3 ankles, you might have done the same one twice. But if the rehab was good, you're okay. If it was just a case of running it off, it might not be okay. Depends what era you were born in. We've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Right, so the bend to the squat to the reach to the up. I'll remind you again on that one, on my first rep. So the first rep, I'm not going to raise the arms. I'm just going to bend to squat. Second rep, I'm going to raise the arms. And then from there, I'm going to see if I can continue to squat with my arms up, which is a little bit more demand on the body. So good squat stance, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what my bend is looking like. Let's get my reach to squat, and let's stand up. There I go again. Bend, to squat, to raise, to stand up. So now I'm going to try and hold that up as I slowly squat and come back in. Gently squat and come back in. Well, if the shoulders get a little bit achy, then don't go back to the previous. Go back to the previous exercise. Don't keep them in the air if they're getting achy. Feel my back muscles working harder. Posture muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And then with the rotations on the last round, which again I'm going to split half and half, I'm going to put a foot in the way. So I'm going to have more resistance to coil up against for a better feel. Now you may have seen people do something similar when they're on the driving range. It's a good drill. So for my backswing side, I'm going to bring my right foot forwards. I'm going to have my right palm forwards, like so. And from there, I'm going to chop. 3, 2, 1, chop and down, chop and down, chop. Now, I don't want to go this way. I'm going to try and stop when the pole between my hands is over my foot. Three, 2, 1. Left foot forward, left palm forward. Let's go. Again, try and keep the middle of the pole stopping right over your foot, taking momentum out of the exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. 2 rounds of 6, getting the heart rate up gradually. Feel pretty warm, feel pretty loose. Good little warm-up workout to do before you go to the driving range. Time for some more drinks. Well done. So there we go, guys. A nice full body workout, working on a bit of mobility specific to your golf. Just with a dowel, can be done at home, on the road, in a hotel room. If you want to do it in the gym, crack on. Use it as a warm-up, use it first thing in the morning. Let's get swinging hard, but let's stay healthy. I'll see you next time.